'80s. That was the '80s, though,
Right,
but late
but
'80s.
that spawned then his show.
Yeah.
So now his show's on TV,
Right.
and like, Maddie Clifton,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah, the
the
little
little girl who was killed by her
Yeah.
neighbor was here.
Right.
So like all of this stuff just brewed.
I
and
was working for the news.
That shit was crazy.
I was an intern.
That was crazy.
And it was also that other girl, Haley, went missing. There's a
Yeah,
bunch
yeah,
of stuff.
yeah. So there was just a
going
lot of weird shit. The girl in Denver, John Benet Ramsey.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
all
that's
of
90s.
I think
That
every
was
single
90s.
thing we have mentioned has nothing to do with a random person taking a person.
No.
But
with some
that
of them,
was
some
the
of them we
thought.
don't know.
that was the thought,
Yeah.
and it still is.
Yeah.
And it's gotten to the point where kids don't even play outside. But it started with me and my friends.
Right.
And I swear to God, I remember like our parents being like hyper vigilant. You need to pay attention. If what car, this is a cul-de-sac.
I like how your parents think you're so fuckable. They're gonna steal.
Yeah. Well, it's like a group of kids and we're like fucking outside.
They're like, you guys are too hot.
Yeah,
They're gonna come and
dude,
kidnap you.
But
You
like
guys are too sexy.
a
We have
group
to
of
keep it out.
kids, I'm like one of the youngest, so I'm the most vulnerable, and we're all just out. Running all over the
baby
place.
CJ with them bluish
Yeah.
green eyes.
And
dude,
I was the
forget
second.
it, dude.
I became the third youngest kid because a kid moved in, but I was the second youngest for like so long. So all I had was my speed. I was a small kid, so all I could do was run, you know? So I was the kid who was going to get taken,
Yeah.
most likely, because the other kid had a brother.
That's when you start wearing your Mexico colors and be like,
yeah,
no, dude.
yeah. No, is it?
Yeah.
Take me?
Yeah.
No.
I'm not
But
white,
yeah, no, I
bro.
didn't do anything.
I'm not fully white.
I got lucky and never had any weird
That's-
altercations. But I do remember being a kid this one time. So I remember all the time, like a car. We lived in a cul-de-sac. It made 0 sense to come down our street.
Right.
So like people would,
Right.
and it would be like a random person in like a sketchy car. And we would always go inside, and like my mom was always home, so we just would instantly go to my house. And like I remember all the time being like a red this, a blue that, whatever, right? And I swear on everything, this one time we walked in and they were like talking about a red van that had just driven through our neighborhood. So then I was like, okay, this is real.
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
and it just made it like everywhere I was like,
Did you ever
being kidnapped was like to this day remains like so fucking scary.
So you're actually triggering my childhood in the 90s now. I had an experience in Miami when we moved to
If
Miami.
you didn't almost get abducted at some point, you did not grow up. In the
I
90s
almost
or
got
80s.
abducted when I was pregnant with my daughter.
Fuck.
That was crazy. That was wild.
That's
but
insane.
that's another story.
Yeah.
But when I was in Miami as a child, like, did you ever know of a pedophile that lived on your street? Like, it found out later this guy did something.
I know.
Sorry,
you
I don't know if
I know
should-
exactly what
I
you're
realize
talking
we're
about.
on YouTube. I probably need to change my terms. So
Yeah, which is so dumb.
sorry.
Yeah.
I don't
Especially
know
when you're
what,
literally
I don't know what
saying
the other. Yeah, I
like
don't know.
there's no other way to say it that would be better
This,
than
yeah,
the way
this
you
person
did.
was charged. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not allegedly.
Yeah.
This person
A
has
person who's
charges
on a list that needs to
Yes.
register with neighborhoods.
forever and ever.
Yeah.
But I remember we moved to Miami and we lived in this like condominium kind of place. Like they're more like townhouses. They were pretty big. Like ours was like a 3-bedroom. It's pretty nice size, but a little, traditional family, whatever thing. They had a pool, a community pool. A lot of the times the pool was like shut down. People would poop in the pool. It's crazy, dude.
What's
It's
such
wild.
Yeah. Pooping in pools.
But guess who didn't care? My brother and sister. They go swimming. They jump over the pool fence.
Yeah.
They do.
A lot of chlorine in the water. Water has so much chlorine.
I wouldn't do it. Anyway,
For sure, I'm not gonna do it.
So
But like they're
it's-
here today and they're
It was
fine.
wild though. It was wild to think back.
Swim on the other
But
side
there
of
was
the
this
pool.
one guy who would give me like the absolute creeps. He would always be by the pool and like watching us. And I was like, would tell my sister. We even mentioned it to my brother. I think my sister agreed with me. Like the guy was.
Guy's a
weird.
weirdo. Something's going on.
But we had mentioned it even to our mother and be like, Mom, I think something's wrong with this guy. Something's up with this guy. And I would be dismissed. I kept being dismissed. And then finally, my cousins who were teenagers, so I had to be like early middle school, maybe like, so like 13, something. They were like 16, 17. I think even one was 18. They took us to the pool one day and they saw the guy there. And they're like, oh, definitely this guy's a creep. But like he tried to follow me one day. And here's the weird thing though. I was like, to go outside and call and I go, I'm not dressed. She goes, you're fine. Well, what happens is in the sunlight.
Let's see.
Yeah. You saw my undeveloped nipples, like, they're just standing
Crazy
there.
shit.
And I went to the edge of the like sidewalk of the townhomes. You know, they cut off,
Mhm.
and I was calling for my brother and sister, and I see this guy, and he starts smiling real big and starts hustling over to me, like,
Ugh.
and I was like, ah! I started running back home, and I told my mom, and then she's like, well, why'd you go out in that?
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
Again, even I as a child said, why? I'm not trust.
Yeah, yeah.
But I should have gone upstairs, but I thought I trusted my mom's opinion that it's okay.
I mean, here's the fact.
But then
of the
again, I
matter.
found out it was still my
It
fault.
should be okay.
Should be.
You
But
know?
no, I mean,
A
I'm
child should be able to walk outside
assuming the
without,
guy saw through my thing or something, like the way he.
or just
was-
saw you alone and was
and
like,
then
finally.
and then a few months later, we found out he got arrested for
Yeah.
essay of under
dark
child things.
shit.
So, yeah,
The darkest.
the
of
darkest.
dark
So I
shit.
was right. Like my gut instinct, my cousin's gut
Your
instinct,
gut is
like
never wrong.
yeah,
I believe that.
and so like
If you take 5 minutes, 10
mhm.
minutes to think about literally anything decision-wise,
just like sit
just
with
by
it.
yourself, if you can take at most 10 minutes,
Yeah,
you will at least know what the right answer is.
yeah.
You might not
100%.
act on it,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
you will know.
Yeah, I think a lot of us too. Like
Your gut knows.
I think
You
philosophers.
probably
that-
know within the first, millisecond.
Yeah, I think philosophers have said too that we also love, like, we're in a perpetual state sometimes of denial. So we justify things even though if we sat with stuff, we know what the right choice
Yeah.
is, and we still may fight against that
Yeah.
and make the opposite choice because it's a want versus like what we probably know we need to do
Yeah.
versus what we want to do.
You just, find a different way to talk yourself into what you were already trying to talk yourself into but couldn't before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I go against myself that wants to, sometimes when I'm giving opportunities, I'm afraid of failure. So I'll deny them instead of just accepting the fact that what if you actually succeed,
Yeah.
And so now I have to fight myself when the initial reaction, but that's not, because it's not even actually what I want to do. What I want to do is say yes.
A lot of people do let you down.
You
though.
know what I mean? And I'm saying no, but I'm saying I want to say yes. So really, you're right. Like if I sat with it, even though I'll
Sit
go,
with it.
yeah, yeah.
5 minutes is a pretty
If
long
I let
time
my
to
anxiety
be by
just
yourself
be
and-
pushed back down and like go, hey, you know what if you do fail? So what?
Yeah.
So what? So you tried at least. You tried.
Yeah.
You don't have
And-
to look back and go, oh, I should have said yes.
Yeah.
you know?
Now I know
Yeah.
that and
Right.
we both experienced together that the answer next time is no.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. For sure. Especially dealing with you, dude.
You can you can redeem it,
Right. Right.
but
right.
we're gonna have to see that first.
Right. Right.
You know,
Exactly.
you just proved to me
Yeah. Yeah.
no.
No. Yeah. We're not.
So,
Yeah. It's so funny.
everyone
because,
has a bad set, but
yeah. Yeah.
sometimes it's like, hey, you just kind of need to prove to me that I could not have to feel like I'm putting my neck out there for you.
And that's with anything, right? Like
Yeah.
that's even friendships.
It's everything. Yeah.
Right? That's like, it's like I've told some people in my life where I'm like, hey, I don't want to be your friend anymore, and it's not that I don't care about you as a person. It's like, because it's true, I still care about them. Like I don't forget the good times I had with these people. I don't regret the times I've had with these people. I wish them well,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just I know that things are different with me. Like it's not the same. I don't want the same friendship that we had, you
Mhm.
know. Like, and I don't know if it could be different. So I don't really want to even
Yeah.
bother. And it's not even you, my guy. It's me.
And
Like,
also,
and I
like,
don't even mean it like as one of those
Being an
cliche
adult
things.
requires so little in terms of friendship. Like,
Yeah.
what is
I know what you mean,
anybody
dude.
even doing? Who's hanging out? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, people are though. I mean, I do like the hangs.
I'm not
But,
saying
like-
it doesn't happen. I'm
Yeah,
just saying,
yeah.
like, if you all you have to do is like when you're there, just be present.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
So like that's the thing is like when we do our like once a year hangs, like you have had a Super Bowl thing and
Mhm.
a couple of people we all hang. That's fun.
Yeah.
When we're not, we're on, but we're on with each other in the sense of like this is just fun and we're just BSing. And we don't have to go up on a mic, and we don't have to
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can just be chill and present and just joke around with each other, rip each other apart. I mean, I feel like we haven't all done that in a while, but
Yeah.
collectively things are changing, so it's like,
Yeah.
what do you can't, that's another thing, like living in the past is like, no, we could still be present. We could always do that again. It's not like,
Yeah.
things will always just be slightly different. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, no new experiences though. You haven't had anything new. I know I know we talked a little bit where off camera, guys, where you said you still get kind of creeped out when you go in people's houses, though.
I mean, if I go to someone's house, either they have a shitty vibe and I want to
Yeah.
get the fuck out of there,
Mm-hmm.
or I walk in and I'm like, this just feels like a weird house.
Where it feels off.
Like, there's just times where, like, you know, I'm like not left alone, but like these people, I would rather be left alone.
Right.
But like, you know, it's a big fucking house.
Right.
And I'm like walking all the way over there.
Right.
And like, for whatever reason, you know, you just start walking down this hallway and you start getting creeped out. And you're like, I just feel weird in this hallway, you know?
Yeah.
And then sometimes you have to work in that hallway and that day sucks.
Yeah.
But it's never like, you know.
So, like, okay, so, but it doesn't always happen, right? Like, because I
No.
feel like those are still, like, experiences that people should be aware of. Because you could be feeling the energy of the house. You could be feeling the energy of a past something that happened in that area or something, you know, that's making you feel weird. But I also like when I feel the good feelings, where things feel homey and cozy. And,
Yeah.
And, but it's not all the time, though. You know what I mean? Like, it would be nicer to feel that in most people's homes versus the opposite.
It's
of
never
that
the
weird.
case, though, where you go in and the people are super cool and now the house sucks.
Yeah.
That will, at least in my 10,000 homes I've been inside, that's never happened with that's never been like a.
I mean, I would assume, though, if it was a haunting that was a little bit more creepy, maybe you could feel that, where you go, wait, they feel okay, but something's up here, you know? I feel like you may be able to feel that.
The only thing I've ever felt at work, and then I forgot what I was doing, but I was doing something with my dad, and he like explained he felt the exact same way. But like, I will be hanging that wall,
Right.
you know, and like nobody, I'm not saying nobody should, but like the homeowner has not like been in and out. Like, I haven't seen them in however long, and I shouldn't see them. And then like, I'm like certain they're there.
Right.
You know? And I don't want to turn around and acknowledge them.
Right. Yeah, where you feel there's somebody there. So like that.
I'm like, okay, this person just snuck up on me.
Right.
So I don't, like, I'm in the middle of doing whatever I'm doing. I don't need to turn around and acknowledge them.
Yeah.
Fuck them for sneaking up on me. I want them to watch how I do this when they're not looking.
Right.
You know? So I do it the same way every time, people.
Because that's the thing, is like, my mom's one of those people where she will try to watch people when they're working on her house, and I'm like, Mom, leave them alone.
You're just fucking things up.
Yeah. I all the time.
Because if I make a mistake now, I can't actually fix it the right way, because you don't understand that. Like the other day, this shit was all off level and it got all fucked up, and the only way to hang it was there was like birds every so often,
right?
And I had to take a bird and cut it out
right.
and place it where another bird did not exist, and make the bird that did exist disappear in order for everything to continue upon being level. And the only way I could have done that was to take these papers and overlay them and double cut through it and literally like cut out this bird.
Right.
And if you see me doing that, you're going to go, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
And you're going to piss me off. And now I can't do that.
Right.
Leave people alone.
Yeah. Let them do their craft
when they're working. Leave them alone. That's the number one thing I can suggest.
Well,
offer them a drink, tell them where the bathroom is, and leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, I get it, though. It's a big job that she was getting done, like pavers or whatever. But at the end of the day, I think interrupting a workflow, is not necessarily good. Like, if you have these concerns, put a list down for these guys and say, hey, these are some of my concerns.
Just off top. We're in the room together.
If you don't mind being mindful of it, because I realized when they came, she kept telling them a couple extra things. And so that wasn't in their work order. So like, and these are probably things they needed to be concerned about, like sprinkler heads and things like that. But when you add extra stuff, I think the little things like the sprinkler stuff, that probably is something that they normally don't mess up, got messed up. I think they forgot to bury one.
Yeah.
And so she's upset about that. But it's like,
We're changing the plan that's there for a reason.
Yeah, and so that's what I think happened, you know, and it's like they, at some point, I think they could have gotten frustrated and just been like, I want to get out of here. And those little touch-ups that they would have taken extra for people they liked, they didn't do. Yeah. Because, like, that's the thing. When I've done jobs for people, and I'm not saying, like, pavement, but I'm just saying, like, when you work for somebody or a client, and you know, especially when you know what the job entails, you know those extra little steps you take to make sure it's absolutely perfect, or it goes above and beyond for that person because you like them.
Yeah, that makes it.
You know what I mean?
If you're just
like,
a cool person, I'll like, you rehang a piece,
yeah.
and it's like, I'll do that for you.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you're making me feel like shit, like I want to leave your house, I want to get out of here.
Yeah.
I would rather take my chances coming back
Right.
in a week when you possibly might be a different version of yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Which happens all the
time.
time.
Yeah.
Especially, I understand people do shitty work.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have that
Right.
off their head. So you show up and they start questioning
That's
everything.
what it is. My mom was afraid, but I also think
People do.
But I also feel like you're going to manifest that if you're constantly thinking everybody's out to get you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and these guys worked hard. They got her thing leveled and paved because she was having severe issues with her driveway. Like, I'm glad she did it. She needed to get it done. They did a great job. I mean, it looks bigger than what it was. Like, so crazy how that little bit of work.
It looks so sick.
I shouldn't say little bit of work because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. But I'm saying that little bit of time that they took to do that, what a drastic change. And I guarantee it increased the value of her home dramatically.
Sure. Also, like, it just stays like that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's upkeep, but
yeah, she's really done a little
spray weed killer on there for the rest of forever, and it's gonna look awesome.
Exactly. Yeah.
Pressure wash it once a year, twice a year.
Yeah, exactly.
It looks great.
And that's the thing is hers. Her concrete was breaking up, like it was shifting, like the water, the way they had the water was breaking up underneath.
Yeah.
It was really. I was telling her, I was like, Mom, it's getting kind of close to the foundation of the home. Like, this needs to be fixed. Like before. Out of nowhere, you're going to need now you're going to have to get your foundation fixed. That's maybe $30,000-$40,000.
Yeah.
Somebody has to dig underneath, jack up your thing.
I don't even see how you price for stuff like that. That seems like so stressful.
That's what I mean. Like,
of being a person who that's your job.
Then you have to pay for permits to do all that. Like, all that costs money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People don't realize, like, all that costs so much money.
It's so much money. And that's what fascinates me about hanging wallpaper is just like, how many people have so much money?
That's tedious though, hanging wallpaper, isn't it though? Like, what you do is like art. Like it is to me. Like, it's a skill.
Yeah.
It's a skill for sure. Like, you didn't just wake up and go, oh, I
just
know
have to be
how
patient.
to. But you've been doing it for so long.
To cut around stuff, that's the hard part. Anyone can hang like that flat wall, but once I'm going around corners and cutting around your window, and
that's what I'm saying, to make it all even and keep that pattern looking fluid.
Yeah,
that's an art form to me, because I'm sure I could get it, but it's gonna take me messing up so many walls and so
much money in wallpaper.
Right, and just like constantly going, oh my god, now I have to redo it because the paste I put too much paste or did whatever I did. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, not enough is usually the case. But
well, the thing is, I helped my dad years ago when I was a child, but I think all I did was wash down the wall thing for him. I didn't do anything really actually cutting or any of that, or even flattening. I think he just let me wipe down the wall after.
That's what he should let you do as a child. Yeah.
So I think so I watched him do it.
Yeah.
But I have no idea.
That's how I learned how to hang wallpaper, is watching my dad my entire life. He never once has been like, this is how you do that. But I've watched him for so long.
Right.
That he eventually was like, go do this. Hang where you're doing a desk and someone's feet go, and you'll never see that. I'd start and he'd be like, go there and hang that piece. Okay. And then I just would figure that out. And then you go back there and you're like, oh, I'm going to put this in 2 seconds. And then you realize there's a light switch. Then you got to cover the light switch.
Right.
And then there's, things to cut around and all this stuff that you just go, oh, I've watched him do that. And you figure it out.
Wait, you have to cover the light switch sometimes?
You don't have to, but it's very
But sometimes
easy.
People do.
People ask me to, it costs money.
Yeah, because it is cool.
It's the sickest,
I've seen people do it. That's what I'm saying. When it's into
sick.
the wall, it does look rad.
It's a shame when
But I didn't know you did that. Yeah. So that's cool.
Certain wallpapers cannot do that.
Okay.
It's pretty rare, but certain wallpapers cannot do that. That sucks.
Yeah.
But if it can be done, I will do it, but it's $25, a light switch.
It's still pretty cool.
Pretty cheap.
I think if you're already doing
for the rest of your life, your light switch looks invisible. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because I've seen that and especially in New York, that was a thing that they used to do. So
it was just, the standard was to do that back in the day, is
Right.
cover your light switches.
Right. So
That was,
I
you know,
grew up seeing that.
yeah, yeah.
But then I realized that stopped happening when people started doing their own wallpapering and not very good at it. Some of them
Yeah.
were not very
Yeah,
good
it's
at
very easy to cover a light switch, you know, but it's not very easy. But it's obvious. You just have to cut the exact same piece out
Yeah.
and then just place it on there and
Yeah,
make sure.
I'm sure
you know,
there's wrapping
yeah,
involved.
there's
in,
a certain way you cut it
right.
to where it wraps into itself.
Right, so it doesn't look like a mess,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
But that's cool.
It's
though.
wallpaper 101.
No, that's cool. I didn't know you could do that though.
Yeah, that's what I take like the most pride in, is
Wrapping all
matching
those
that
little-
up. Because if you are paying me for it, then like, you know.
Yeah, you're gonna make sure it looks exactly like
Yeah,
that.
sometimes I do just do it. You know, if there's like one light switch, I'm like, all right, I'll do this for this person. It's good. I've been here for an hour and a half today.
Right,
I'll
right.
take 12 minutes and
Oh yeah, like if it's a small bathroom.
yeah.
or
If there's like
something
3 of them and it's one accent wall,
Yeah.
and I charge them my minimum and I hung 4 pieces of wallpaper,
Oh,
I will
that's
do that
cool.
for you.
That's
you know?
cool.
Yeah.
They probably really like that.
Yeah, it's always the coolest thing.
And then they refer you to other people. Like I
Yeah.
know a guy.
Well, they just see it, and at first you're like, oh, cool. But then you walk up to it and you realize like the lines
Yeah.
all match up and stuff. And that's where you're like, okay.
No, yeah,
This
that's what I mean. That's the coolest when you see that.
Yeah.
Because I remember I forgot what room I was in, and I couldn't find the switch. That's how good it was in.
Yeah.
That I was like, because of the, also it was so smart. I forgot if it was the type of design where there were boxes in it. So
Yeah.
somehow
If you put it in a white part of the paper,
yeah, so it like
looks
hid
non-existent. Yeah.
They hid it within, I don't know. It was very cool.
If it lays out like that,
Because I just had like, where?
yeah.
I was like reaching.
Like usually that's the first piece you're hanging anyways when you walk in a room, is right next to the door that you walked into, because you're just
Okay.
coming back around.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you just
You'd
work your way
mismatch
around.
above the door that you walk into, you know.
That's cool.
So like you can
Right.
do that, you know, like if you have a space where you're like, if the light switch went in this exact spot, it would look like it's not here. You could do that if the paper allowed it to
right.
be done.
Or to be
You
done,
just
yeah.
might have to start not perfectly right up against the
I wonder
doorway.
if it was. I forgot. I would love for my memory to come back and try to remember what it was, because it was. But I think it was like intentionally. This place had multiple rooms that were unique, and so it was like.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if it was
Wallpaper is just a way for people to have like,
an expression of some sort or.
and just
decoration.
like a divvying up of what the room is,
Oh, I see
like,
what you mean.
you know.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
just,
They
the-
like doing that. Yeah.
but like you're never, anytime you go into like a room that you spend time in, like if you go to your aunt's house or something, like if they have sick wallpaper, you think about that.
Right.
Like it does stick with you, you know. It's just people got cheap and started putting up paint. And
I know it's true though, and there, some of the old wallpaper, the texturized ones, like the
that's actually what's more popular now. Is textures.
So like the or even the felt ones.
Oh yeah, like crushed velvet type.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I've seen some cool ones.
I have
like,
some at my house. Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Like that.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
It looks like the devil's fucking waiting room. Or something.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna
In all colors.
One day I'm gonna do something like that. I'll have like one accent wall or something.
Yeah,
weird
I mean
and
it's
wild.
very easy to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
They have reptile skin. It's fucking sick.
But Marshall, I want CJ to be able to do his promotions now, and then I have videos for us to watch.
Fuck yeah. Cool.
And I want your opinions of them, and
Okay.
I want sorry, my phone is going off, and I'm.
So
Anyway.
this is live.
Yes, this is live.
So
So-
today's Sunday.
Today is Sunday. I know you got something coming up on Monday.
Gray Matter tomorrow. The D&D takeover.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, I don't know what time it is.
I don't
Matter.
know
He's
if
gonna put it up.
Yeah, he's gonna put it up on the screen. It's up. Oh, we can't.
Okay,
see it,
bingo.
but
So it's up.
It's up,
You see
yeah.
it. DeAndre and Diamond, they're absolutely great dudes. Really cool show at Gray Matter in Atlantic Beach.
they can buy tickets online, right?
Yeah, buy tickets online.
Or probably at the door. It's 20 at the door, 15 in advance.
Yeah.
Doors open at 5:30.
I just always suggest buying it online for whatever reason. That's what everybody says to do. I don't know why. Doors open at 5:30. Starts at 7. Sweet. So not even a late night.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Monday, tomorrow, come out. And then Wednesday, this upcoming Wednesday, if that is the 13th, I guess this is the 15th.
Mm-hmm.
It is the Best of Jacksonville at Comedy Zone. I am hosting that. Don't exactly know the lineup right now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you
I can
guys.
find out in 2 seconds. So Mikey B
you ca-
actually just texted me.
You
So.
can follow River City Comedy, I believe, on Instagram too to see
Yeah,
upcoming
definitely
shows.
follow River City Comedy.
Yeah, River City Comedy.
That's where you're gonna get a lot of, not me, but like a lot of shows in the area that are doing pretty well.
Yeah, they got multiple shows every, I believe, second, third, and fourth Thursdays, right? And then the best of is on Wednesdays.
Yeah, I think so.
And then
there's a lot of shows.
There's a lot of shows. There's a lot of
There's
things going
Voodoo
on. Right.
in San Marco.
San Marco.
I don't know if I'm allowed. I don't know what I'm allowed to say.
It's on their bio.
Okay.
It's on the bio in there in River City Instagram. Just go check that out. Go follow all those.
So
places
I don't want
and
anyone
people.
to see this but you. And this is really funny. Look at who is calling me right now.
Same.
Are you serious?
That's why I said I.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So anyway,
sorry, buddy.
Yeah, we're not gonna answer our phones, dude.
Yeah.
We're not. So
it's been a few years though. Nice to.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I'm not answering a phone on a streaming thing.
Yeah.
So
sure.
not right now.
Yeah.
So anyway. Yeah, we'll have call-ins later, just so you guys know.
Yeah.
I will be giving out to our podcast email. So like, I'll be starting to go over with guests like stories. If you want advice or you want to share a paranormal story or something weird that happened, I will be starting to take those and I will read them online. If you want to be anonymous, please state that at the top that you want to be anonymous. If you don't, cool, no problem. But please let me know. Also put in the subject line, this is a ghost story or need advice. So I know what the difference is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will start promoting the podcast email. We're just not doing it yet. But we will too probably have a Google voicemail where people could leave us a voicemail.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And we'll be able to play their audio. So it won't just be Gmail. But if you didn't want to leave a voicemail because you don't want your voice heard or something, you can also email us the story. So I want to give people some options. But I think that will be fun. And once that starts rolling, CJ, we'd have to have you come back. But Marshall, earlier too, I didn't get to answer it. I didn't want to interrupt you, CJ, but in our chat, I believe the Relatables was saying something about who's closer to Jesus, right? What was it?
Yeah, that's what it was. We lost the chat. We actually our stream actually went down halfway through. I didn't want to interrupt you guys. We lost maybe a minute of stream, so there's two versions. But they did ask that question.
Oh, okay.
While we have this I'm also in Orlando on the 25th at the Milk District for a new material showcase. Shout out Preston. He's the fucking coolest.
Yes.
There you go. It's a pretty nice lineup. And he's doing that, I think, every month. So pretty cool. Preston's fucking cool as fuck.
Awesome, dude.
I don't know if you've met him or not.
I don't think I've met Preston. I don't know. He's
one of my favorite. I'm
in
not
Gainesville,
even.
Right?
No, I think he's Orlando.
Really?
I could be wrong. Sorry, buddy. But
I don't know. Maybe I know.
With my lack of knowledge of where he does live, which I'm very confident
I'm
is
wondering
Orlando.
if I do know.
I'm almost 100% positive it's Orlando.
I wonder if I saw a picture of him. I'd be like, oh, I have.
I mean, he's probably done Tail Whip.
Yeah. I've never been to Tail Whip or anything. So.
Tail Whip rules.
Hey, Isaiah. What's up?
Hey, buddy. Hey. Who's the closest person to Jesus in your lives?
Jessica Mears.
Yeah, quite literally.
Like literally.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe my dad.
I don't know any. I mean,
he definitely has the most conviction in his beliefs amongst the people I do know.
I mean, the thing is, to me, Jesus is a consciousness. Not that he's not a thing or whatever.
Yeah,
he's a deity, whatever. He's God, But I'm just saying,
he's all those things, yeah.
He's all those things, dude. He's
Jesus.
just one. He's one of them. He's part of the divine. I like my family. They're Christian, I guess you could say, my mom and them. But I wouldn't say they're religious.
My mom.
You know what I mean?
The
yeah.
Son, the Holy Spirit cross every time we pass a church.
We do that.
Anytime an ambulance drove by, almost,
Yeah.
My mom probably did the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit cross upwards of in the teens per day. 16, 17 times.
Yeah,
easy.
That's very Roman Catholic.
Especially driving around in Mandarin, there are so many churches.
Yeah.
There's churches everywhere, and she did it.
She was Roman Catholic then. She was Catholic.
Yeah.
My mom she was raised that way, and so was my dad. But they didn't force it on us.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah, and I have so much. I eat it. Eat it. There's a little fruit fly that just showed up.
That's not me.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You want something else to tell people? No.
Bananas.
But no, this is super cool. So I want us to get to this video, and I hope people are tuning in for these videos. First, I'm gonna show CJ some videos that were taken. This is taken in Jacksonville, Florida. Okay, all these videos are taken in Jacksonville, Florida. Look at that thing.
Red thing?
Yeah, tell me what you think it is. Now, this is taken from a site called Enigma. You can also download the app, guys. Enigma, basically, you can record sightings. Like if you see something weird in the sky, you can post pictures or just say what you saw. You know, you don't have to put a picture or anything and the location.
So what do I think it is? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah, like I mean, I like, or what are your opinions too on UFOs and like this kind of stuff?
I live kind of by the base, and I don't see a lot of things, and I try.
Yeah, right.
I want to so fucking bad.
Right.
And to be honest, this kind of just looks like something I almost see a lot, which I know to people is going, well, that's weird because we think it's super weird. But there's a lot of shit in the sky.
Yeah.
Flying around that has been. And I'm not saying, it's not aliens. I don't fucking know.
Mm-hmm.
But that didn't look like anything that, would have scared me if I was in person and saw it.
Yeah, it's not scary.
Yeah.
So those were two orbs.
I like it though.
That was taken August 16th, 2024 in Jacksonville. Now, can you post the
This is you.
No,
right?
no. Post the other one, Marshall. The Bermudes Garrard. That other one. I don't think it's this.
I didn't get that from you. I only got 2 videos, and it was.
There was a link. I mean, there was a link to it. It's at x.com. It was an X link.
So I mean, now while it's on, it is moving weird.
Yeah, it's also the color is kind of changing too.
Was Mars available to be seen the other night? Sorry for the high.
I can look it up.
'Cause
you saw something?
I woke up the other night at like 5 a.m. and like the clouds were moving around a lot, but there was like a distinct what must have been the red planet. If it wasn't, I don't.
It looks like that.
No. It was like a star for sure.
Oh, okay.
It stayed in the spot and all that. I'm
mean,
just curious.
It could also have been
on a non-UFO related
note. It could have
note.
been a moon too. I mean, you could have been seeing the moon just highlighted by the sun.
No.
Or something.
It was a
star.
Yeah, it was very small.
Star.
Very small.
Maybe. Oh, here it is. Thank you, Marshall.
Nice.
So this is another one. If it plays for us. Oh, there it is. This is another one that somebody, and the reason why you can tell it's moving is because the actual stars.
What the fuck is going on up here?
So this is Jacksonville as well.
Who is taking? What's happening with this video?
Thank you, Gorardo. This is Bermuda. They zoomed in. So, but you can see
Where's this video being taken from?
Jacksonville, Florida.
I know, but like, it looked like it was being taken from a fucking stationary spot in the clouds.
Oh, well, I think they just zoomed in.
Okay,
on
clearly.
It.
Okay, yeah, okay. Now I see. Which, no, it's different.
They're speaking Spanish. I didn't hear the.
Yeah, they're speaking Spanish for sure.
Yeah. See, look at that one. Look, you see how that one has like.
That's super weird.
Yeah.
Okay, stop. Could you, Marshall? I hate to ask. Could you just go to the very first frame of this? Where is this being shot from? Is the only question that I have right now. I could be wrong. It just feels like we are in the sky.
Well, so
are we starting from like
right.
an insane zoom?
You're right, because I was gonna say I think it's already starting from a zoomed in view.
Because it felt as though I was in a plane.
Yeah.
Looking out of a plane window.
It could be that though. Maybe.
But then the plane's not moving. Because the plane that was stationary.
when you're in a plane and you see other planes move,
just the clouds right there though. They're not moving.
Yeah.
It's like a person. It's like as if we were in a stationary spot.
Maybe it is from a plane.
40,000 feet in the sky.
I wonder. I should have looked to see if it had comment or they said.
It's not very important. It's just something that I noticed about the video that looked as though we were starting it. And thank you for doing that, Marshall. By the way.
Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna go to that person's.
Check the comms.
Yeah,
what are the comments saying?
Well, I'm going to their actual.
So
there's no comments, but there was likes. But I don't know why it won't let me sign into this.
Here's my whole thing. If it is UFOs, and it's pure UFOs, right? Then why what are they waiting for? What is?
Oh, okay. So I have. I'm. Okay, so
They've been coming here for so long.
I'm part of. I have a spiritual group I'm part of. You know that that I don't really talk to people about, and not in a bad way. It's just because people, I don't know. I do talk about it. I just never talked about it online or anything. But there's a belief that Palladians exist. They're real. These are a type of species of aliens, and that they are going to come back to help us because this has gotten out of hand.
They have come back is my point.
Oh yeah, they've come back, but this time they're making themselves known, is what I'm saying, because they know it's about time, because there's too many lies and like different truths coming out. So like there's thoughts on how some of the grays are bioengineered. They're not actually really the grays. They're just bioengineered by certain governments to incite fear and things like that. These are alleged theories, right? But some would argue that have what maybe people would like to call like their intuitive or mediumship psychic abilities, would say that there's an influx of aliens communicating with those type of people who have those abilities now.
Whether you have feelings that are cool or not, there is an undeniable something we are heading towards. And I don't mean with UFOs. I mean as a fucking human being who is feeling the world around me. There is something that is building up, and I don't know what it is. And it seems so inevitable. There's no way I see in my lifetime the next 40 years. I don't see like this exact moment being the same way.
Yeah.
In the future. I don't think the way that I feel about everything, I'm going to continue to be feeling about everything years from now. I don't think the way that we're looking at the world and the way that it's going and the road it's heading down will be on that same road.
Yeah.
By the end of my lifetime.
I agree with you. I
don't know what that even means, but I just don't feel like it is.
No, I've told people before, is like, I think in our lifetime we will know what aliens are, or what they look like, or what they but also
might be war.
But also war and all this stuff. But I don't know with them. I'm not saying with them. I don't believe with them. I'm saying internal. That's why I think they're coming.
A war with them would. What are we talking about?
Nothing. There's
no chance.
Yeah, there's no chance. And
if there is,
our governments also know that, though. That's the thing, is like, I believe that. I mean, allegedly, I don't know. That's just
it would be funny if they
didn't
have weapons like that.
Yeah.
Like they could travel and shit, but unless they were willing to like crash their spaceships, they didn't necessarily have.
Right. I think the only thing, though, that we can do as individuals is just focus on yourself.
I mean, yeah, it's a wild thing to spin out about aliens while you're sitting in your kitchen.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is too, is like,
change much.
I actually think, and for those who want to meet aliens, like, I truly think there's certain types of aliens, and some are high vibrational, and the higher you vibrate as a person, this sounds so new agey, but it's true. The higher you vibrate, the more you will be able to connect with them. And so I would suggest this is like, I think, a universal thing with almost any religious belief or spiritual belief, is that to start going internal with self. And once you work on self, you do see divine more in your life, and you see more of magical stuff, including extraterrestrial, whatever. I can't even say the word anymore. UAPs, whatever. You'll see more of this.
They're not UFOs anymore.
Yeah, whatever they are. I don't even know, dude. You'll see more of this magical world, because you'll realize that is what's within you. You're part of it. Like, we're all part of this craziness. Like, the Matrix is true, my guy. Like, we can be our own creator because we are part of the creator. We are one with the creator because we are the creator. We're just a spark of it. So it's like, I don't know, man. Anyway, but this last video, just so you guys know, CJ has already seen this, so it's not a shock to him, but we are going to show everybody about this video. This happened to me. This is my dash cam. This happened last week after I left the podcast studio. driving down what is now 295. I think it used to be 2 or 9B or whatever.
If you're,
So watch here to the
It's
left
9B.
of the screen just before the overpass. I didn't notice this till I watched this video several times, but a light will pop up. And I thought maybe that's just one of the lights. I don't know if it's cut off because of the screen we have here, but that's okay. But then as I got under, I saw that to the left, I saw it again there. And I go, oh, that's weird.
that is weird.
And I go, maybe that's just a higher pole. But I was like, it's a different color. Maybe it's LED. Oh, see, I just noticed that flash there. I never see some things I'm noticing more and more as I look at this video. But then I realized because the road's turning, maybe my perspective's off. And as I get here, there is audio to this, guys, but I'm listening to my podcast. But you hear under my breath go, how's it going, dude? And as he goes under my car, so it's about here as it goes up and over me. I go, how's it going, dude? And I look to my rear view, and I actually listened to the rest of the video just now because I have the extended version.
Mm-hmm.
I actually am talking to myself, and I go, he's not in the rear view. He's not in the rear. And I didn't realize I had said that until today. I re-listened to it in my car. So I looked in my rear view. The light was gone.
Yeah.
So what was that, guys?
That was weird.
Very
Undeniably super fucking weird.
Yeah. So, but I believe that was for me. I am sharing it with you guys, but
It's just,
it is to share in the sense of there is something else out there.
and it's such an
outside of
odd
us.
sized thing.
It was literally just above the light poles, so it wasn't far.
It's not some big ass thing.
And it wasn't, but it was as big, if not bigger than the light pole thing.
Right.
Or like if you think.
It was like a car.
Yeah, maybe smaller than that, though.
Yeah, like a smart car.
Yeah, maybe one of those little smart cars. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
A Mini Cooper.
Yeah. But, I told you guys before this happened, I actually was going to post it to my Instagram, but we started having malfunctions.
That is weird.
And and I told the guys, I think it's because I'm about to post this and I'm not supposed to. And the moment I said I'm not going to post it, our cameras started working.
Did you see Zuckerberg on Rogan?
No.
He's like,
Looking different?
just like wearing a chain.
And then what I'm about to say was it reminding you of that?
No, I just was thinking about, so what I took from that. Marshall, did you happen to see this?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Okay.
I've seen his evolution of
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
he's trying.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm just saying it's,
So he's trying to be cooler?
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He looks, you'll see it. So,
Okay.
this has nothing to do with it though. So to me, what it seemed like was somebody who actually doesn't have a grasp, like an inside evil doer grasp on what is actually going on, and somebody who is behind on the race of whatever we're developing that they're all in on. He's very like, we need everything to be open source. Everybody needs to be together. Like, and I'm with them. I'm not saying we don't, but it just sounded very much like somebody who was actually losing at the thing.
I noticed.
Yeah,
I noticed
yeah,
when
yeah.
he went on the first time he went on Joe Rogan, it was like very weird because everybody had this like vision of him or this like opinion of him.
Yeah. He came
this
off
nerdy
endearing.
guy, right? And yeah, he was who he was for the last 20 years, and then all of a sudden he starts getting into what Joe Rogan is into,
Yeah, he's
which
doing
is
jujitsu,
yeah,
and
and so
bow hunting.
His first
Really?
appearance
Yeah.
on there, he mentioned it, and now he's gone through this transformation, and then he's got a hair change, and he's wearing chains, and like you know,
I'm gonna show
like,
you.
yeah, it's
so wait,
it's
is
really
he part
bizarre,
of
but
the Roganverse now, or what is happening?
He I
wants to
think
be.
when they launched Meta,
Oh, he wants
so it was like
I think he's cut out of a lot of things.
it was a marketing thing because they were trying to figure out how to integrate, and like Joe Rogan has the biggest audience, right? So
He looks like little Dicky.
I could probably
oh
pull
my
up
God,
something.
but he actually does look more
And
attractive.
I hate to,
yeah.
be like, what a fucking loser for trying to be cool, because I understand, but it is just, observationally pretty hilarious to see this guy clearly like,
How old is he now? He's probably in his 40s, right?
gotta be.
Yeah, I
gotta
think
be
he's my age.
42.
So like
at the oldest.
I kind of can understand how you have played ball with corporate America and
And
politics.
he was
and
pretty
all
open
that,
about that.
for so long, but you had to put on this facade, kind of not be your 100% your true self, because you thought
Can't.
you probably thought, oh, I have to be some goody goody, whatever. And then you have Elon, who's like also a billionaire like him. Not as, I mean, they're not doing the same things, but
For sure.
But I'm saying money wise and power wise, as far as social media and access, because now Elon owns X.
Mm-hmm.
He probably feels like Elon's more accepted, yet Elon's weirder as a person than he is. So he's probably like, what am I doing? Why don't I just show myself now? At this point, I'm 40. I've made billions. I have a bunker. Like
he's got it.
Right. He can disappear if he wants to.
Yeah.
He's probably at this point, he's like, forget it. I'm tired of being a pawn. Because he has been a pawn for
sure. And I think he's at this best case scenario, I hope that he's like, okay, this shit, they did, like, I experienced the man working with me.
Right.
So hopefully he, takes that seriously as something that he does not want to continue happening.
I wonder if now he's trying to make amends for some of the shit he probably realizes that even though he didn't directly do it, obviously he also didn't uphold.
Yeah, everything he it's funny because, he's like, well, I didn't directly this, directly that. But you're saying you are aware of the government contacting your employees, telling them to tell you things in an aggressive, basically illegal, like threatening way.
Yeah, yeah.
So you are aware.
Yeah.
And you did.
You didn't expose
And
it.
I'm not saying, fuck you. I understand.
Yeah.
Because they will, they're telling you we're going to put you down for illegal shit and we are going to arrest you if you do not do this.
Right.
I understand. I
I
empathize with that.
You still have to take accountability for your choices, though.
Yeah, but you still, you do know.
Yeah, we do. Yeah,
it's not like there was somebody else, making the decisions. Like, you either run Facebook and know what the fuck's going on or you don't.
Yeah.
And I think you do.
I think a lot of them know more than they say, though, because I'm sure
they would be smart to be that way.
I mean, I'm sure some of these guys hire the most capable people, engineers and stuff, to run their companies. I guarantee they have hackers on their teams. You know what I mean? Like professional.
Yeah.
If they were smart, but also careful, because also
you just have to build a system.
Those hackers are already knowing. Like, they probably already know how to.
At the end of the day, you have to find somebody you can trust.
Yeah.
Because there's always going to be the person who created it that is going to have a way in.
Yeah. It is funny, though, how he's changed his look and everything.
It's weird.
Well, you know what? If he's
it's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. It's just, I think, though, like when what I was gonna say is when I got out of corporate America and stuff, I too went drastic. Like, I just started getting the tattoos I wanted to get for the past 20 years. Things like that. And also, my daughter grew up, and I think with him too, his kids are growing up too now. So he's probably just feeling like, what am I doing now? Why am I not being myself? I have allowed myself to be a pawn for money, to be a pawn, like. Whatever, and this is allegedly, guys. Obviously, we don't know any of this stuff.
I mean, he was pretty open about it.
Yeah. If you want to watch what he actually said, go to Rogan's episode
government,
and watch
he
it.
said the government was telling his company to, do this and do that directly.
Oh, yeah. I meant allegedly about his feelings about it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know his actual feelings.
We don't know
I'm
Mark.
making assumptions.
Yeah,
I don't know.
We're not good friends with Mark Zuckerberg.
No.
So we're not.
We wouldn't be doing a podcast right now here. We'd be out.
I bet he's got some loser friends.
We'll be out. We would be in the Cayman Islands, right?
Yeah.
Right, Marshall? We'd be floating on one.
Yeah, that's right.
That'd be pretty cool.
We'd be flown out there. Dude, I don't even know if I'll ever. I've been to the Caribbean. I just don't know if the Cayman Islands.
It's all cool.
Yeah, you been there?
I don't know. I've been to the Bahamas.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I would be,
that.
as a kid, they take me to islands, and I'd be like.
Been to random,
Like, I know I've been to the Virgin Islands.
Been on a couple, 2-3 cruises. They're pretty, not great.
Yeah.
It's very vulnerable out there.
It is. I don't know.
You see some videos and you're like.
I never understood, my dad likes them too sometimes, but I think he just likes the gambling and the buffet.
Free food.
I was like, can't we just
food is good.
Can't we just go to Las Vegas and do it then?
I've never been to Vegas.
Me either.
I've heard.
Skankfest is coming to New Orleans this year.
Really?
Yeah, it's gonna actually tickets go on sale on the 29th, and
of this month.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Because it's in November though of this year.
Fuck yeah.
So I'm gonna try to go.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna try to go. I think Malice may try to go.
Nice.
So
how's he doing?
Good, I guess. It's
Joe?
been snowing.
Yeah. It snowed a lot. I have family in Cincinnati.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Snowed a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gotta figure it all out, with the job, everything going on. So
Yeah.
we'll make it work though.
Yeah.
I gotta go to Austin in September too. So
Nice.
I mean, I gotta figure it all out.
We really love Chicago.
I gotta go to Chicago. I've never been. And
It's
one of those
insane.
cities that I feel like, how come I haven't been? And everybody always says they love it.
It's like our favorite. I mean, we haven't been to a bunch of places,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But like, it's fucking incredible.
It's incredible.
Every building there is constructed in such a way
Yeah.
that is unique.
Right.
It's wild. Like you look at every single building. Like you're walking around and you're just like, how the fuck did they do this?
Right.
How did this whole thing burn to the ground and they did it again?
Right.
In such a short amount of time.
It is kind of, yeah, those major cities, when you actually start to look around and you look
Like
at
San Francisco
yeah, crazy.
was dope in like the late 1800s, I believe. Like how the fuck did they do that?
Mm-hmm. Well, it burned and then they rebuilt it.
They didn't get there till like the 40s, and all of a sudden we have entire fucking, I'm not saying it's not real, I'm just saying there's an entire fucking city.
Yeah.
Like Chicago, pretty sure they don't develop Chicago until the early 1800s. Like I think like people arriving there.
Yeah.
So the first people show up.
Yeah.
And then it's still the 1800s.
Yeah, and
we
just
have
slowly,
an entire city built.
Yeah. Well, like
that is grand.
Yeah.
And had the World's Fair and shit.
Yeah,
Like,
if you think of like New York City too. Like
it makes no sense.
The Manhattan was literally farmland.
They build buildings, you know.
And they just build on
and literally quadruple quicker
Yeah.
then than they do now.
Yeah.
Everything just takes forever now, and